2 plus 2 equals Speed World. All right, everybody, welcome to North by North Wilkes 75 at North Wilkesboro Speedway on the Rebel Racing Network. I'm your host, Eddie Smith, and I am joined by my good buddy, Jake Ellingson. Hey, Jake, how's it going tonight?
It's going good. Looking forward to calling a good race with you and having a great time here at North Wilkesboro.
Awesome. Well, we got a good one tonight. As this pair is perfect, I believe. The 75 laps here. Going to be a great race for sure. As we get ready, qualifying starting to finish up, and let's go ahead and get into it. Let's we got the track info. Wilkes, North Wilkesboro Speedway, a 6.25 or 0.625 mile oval, 14 degrees banking. The last winner was Jeff Gordon in 1996, and most win Richard Petty with 15. Unbelievable thing he did. But as we get ready to go, having a little bit of trouble here. Well, Jake, tell me about, you ran this car a little bit earlier today. Tell me what you think. What you think these guys are going to be dealing with as we get ready to go 75 grueling laps.
Braking is going to be a big thing. Setting the corner early, getting your braking points down, getting the car down to the bottom to save a little bit of tire. It's going to be white knuckling it with these 87 cars, and it's going to be wild, that's for sure.
Well, man, absolutely. Well, I'm ready to get started. We should be running. Qualifying should be ending pretty soon, and so getting ready to get these guys gridded up. Kind of needs to going to kind of go over what happened last week, and we were racing at Darlington, and I think we had a great race. A lot of guys really able to drive the mess out of these cars, and we're able to have I think a really fantastic race where Atlanta showed us a lot of cautions and we had a lot of issues. Everybody really respected Darlington, and I think it really showed in the racing as we had a really exciting finish with Zach Wilson pulling out the win. So I am looking forward to tonight as we look to maybe have a new winner, have somebody hit the winner circle for the first time as we are gridding right now. Who you got tonight? Now you can see the whole field. Jacob, just tell me who you think is going to be, who's going to take home the win tonight.
I'm really pulling it out for the birthday boy here, Garrett Kinder. I think he's got a pretty fast car. Third in the field right now as it sets. I think he's going to be able to get that number 13 out front and win this thing at the end.
Well, that's a pretty dead-gum good prediction. Birthday boy, wouldn't he love more than anything to take this beautiful car? He's got a little different, little bit of white base paint scheme this time, and boy, does it look good as the birthday boy is going to try to take home a victory. I think Zach Wittstein has been a player in a lot of these races, and I think, if I had to pick somebody right now, I'm going to go with him. I think he's going to put on a show. So that's going to be my pick, but I guarantee you there's a lot of guys who can take home the victory tonight. So as we get the one to go, as our tower is it's messed up. So let's go ahead and shorten this name. Much better. All right. All right, well, Jonah Colbert it is our race leader. He wins the pole, so he's going to lead us down to the green flag as we get ready to go racing for what's going to be a fantastic race. I can't wait to see these guys drive the piss out of these cars. Pace car dives down to the pit road, and we are green. Jonah with a slow start. Zach able to get to the outside of him, but we'll see how the lines change. Zach Wetsign holding tight on the outside, able to gas it up and get on the outside of Jonah. You got to be a little bit patient, but with these cars, being patient just seems to get you behind, as you really want to get that track position and hang on to it, because passing can be almost impossible, especially as the tires start to wear out. But great start so far as we got side by side racing for the lead. Let's see if they can do it for 75 laps. 3 laps so far. Zach Wetstein holding really strong on the outside, has actually pulled about half a car length in front there on that straightaway. But looks like Jonah is actually going to be able to complete that pass. We found the engine sounds. Sorry about that. Thank you, Daniel. Oh, we got a caution out. Looks like William Griffith had some sort of issue. We'll go back and check what happened. Is the blue 12 Toys R Us car goes down to the corner, and Colton Lanford just locks him up getting into the corner. But not too bad. Not too much damage there. Like he's going to get back going and get himself a caution, get caught back up, and I think we'll be all right. So really good little start there, Jacob. About 5 laps of really good, hard side-by-side racing for the lead. I don't know. What do you think about racing that hard that early?
I think I definitely wouldn't have raced that hard that early in the beginning. I would have just fell back in line, gotten my position, let my groove take place, get in my headspace, and then over the course of a few laps, see where I'm at, compared to the leader. And then I would have started probably making my way to make that pass for the lead. But I would definitely wouldn't have raced that hard that early. But it was sure exciting to watch, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's kind of highlight, because we kind of missed the grid while we were running our mouth. So while we're under this caution, we'll kind of go over who's in this race. So I apologize for that. But Jonah Colbert in the lead, Zach Wetstein in second, Josh Oswalt in third. He's been a killer in these cars. He's driving a beautiful Richard Petty paint scheme. STP looks fantastic. Always really good paint schemes in that number 17 car. Garrett Kinder, our birthday boy, he's in the field. Ryan Pendleton, who won the Legends race just a few minutes ago. Congratulations to him. He's going to try to make it 2 for 2 on the night, running in 5th place. Trevor Burge, running running 6th in the Hooters number 119 or number 9, whatever he is in this one. Brandon Pollock made the race tonight, thanks to Adam Lange. Michael Morrison, mainstay in this series. Steve Loving, Todd Schatz, David Jones in the Tide Ride, Tyler Rice, Jason Lautridge, Brandon Wallace, William Griffith, Colton Lanford, of course, as we get ready to go back green. 5 laps, green flag racing, and a quick caution. And let's see if we can get these guys going back green and get all the way to the finish on a green flag run. I'd love to see it, wouldn't you, Jacob?
Oh God, yeah. Long fleet green flag run would make this race really interesting, and it would sure change a lot of strategy a lot of guys had.
Well, a great start for Jonah, but it's Josh Oswalt, Zach Wetstein get together. That's going to turn Zach around as he early trouble as Josh Oswalt gets into the back of Zach. It looks like they were just a little bit stacked up there on the start, and Zach was trying to check up a little bit for Jonah and ended up getting into the back of him. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened. And you see Zach just having to try to check up, comes across Josh's nose just a little bit, but is able to get keep it out of the wall. So far these spins have been relatively lucky for some of these guys. They haven't really hit anything. So tough deal for Zach there, as he just kind of got turned trying to get back in line. Well, our hopes and dreams of a green flag run to the end didn't last too long, Jacob. We made it about half a lap before we're back under our caution, our second caution of the night. And I tell you what, let's take a break, Jake, and let's let's go to commercial.
It's the real action, the pro action, NFL action with the VCR quarterback game, NBA action with the VCR basketball game, NHL hockey action with the VCR hockey game. Hundreds of plays, hours of action. The VCR board game's officially licensed by the leagues themselves. Pick your sport, play with the pros. It's a new ball game every time you play. Your favorite sport is always in season at your VCR Sports Center. Is at a store near you.
All right, we're back and under caution, second caution of the night on lap 12. Jake Ellingson in the booth with me, and we just had a VCR game. Jake, you ever played a VCR game?
I have not. The earliest I can remember playing video games was at my grandma's house, and we had the Atari over at my grandma's house, and we were playing Pong constantly on that thing, and that was a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. I always played what my grandmother called the Tendo. She didn't have the Nin part. It wasn't Nintendo, it was Tendo. But anyway, we're getting ready to get back green. Let's get some action. Let's see if these guys can race it out. Let's get some of this hard racing in as Jonah gets a great jump. We're under green, gets a huge lead. Going down into turn one. Everybody running clean. Let's spread out the cam and let's really look at and see what everybody's got going on. Everybody really spread out as we kind of go through the field. Let's watch some of these battling going on. We've got three wide. Steve Loving going through the middle of Michael Morrison and looks like Brandon Pollock. Brandon Pollock on the losing end of that, as guys are starting to make some moves. And oh my goodness, Zach Westside around again, just getting taken advantage of. My goodness.
And looks like them brakes are really starting to heat up, just into a few laps. And it looks like Colton Lanford just, got on the brakes just a little bit late, trying to pump them up and got into the back of Zach Wetstein there.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandon Wallace. A little bit of front end damage, but you know what? A little bit of damage here is not going to really be a huge deal. So not too worried about that. But I know Zach's probably really frustrated trying to get through the field. He got taken out once, and now he's in the back. And to get taken out again, that's got to be frustrating. So hopefully he can calm his nerves, be calm, and work his way back to the front, because I know he's got plenty of speed to do it. So.
And there's still plenty of laps left to get that done, so he should be able to do that with the speed that he has.
No doubt about it. Lap 17 to 75, working our third caution, as guys just need to be a little bit more patient. It's the same thing every week. Last week was everybody really respected the track, and that allowed for a lot of good green flag racing. Got a little rough towards the end, but that's to be expected. Hopefully these guys will get it figured out that, hey, we need to just relax and let the race come to us. Well, I'm going to be sick at this camera angle, so we're going to have to change that. Oof.
Yeah, paint scheme I'm really enjoying is the 21 of Michael Morrison. Looks like he's running that full old Folgers green paint scheme. It looks really sharp.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about this series is the paint schemes that guys are going to break out, and every week somebody comes up with something really special. Michael Morrison's been driving this one for a couple weeks. He doesn't have to change it. He's got one of the better ones in the field. Uh, David Jones, he said, I'm running the 10 car, so I'm going to run the Tide car. So it's good to see a Tide ride out in the field. I'm a big fan.
I just think you like all that orange.
Something about it, man. Orange and baby blue, that's probably my two favorite combinations. They look horrible together, but separate, they are fantastic. Speaking of baby blue, Josh Oswalt on the outside of Jonah Colbert this time. Let's see if he can get a jump as we get ready to go back green, and see if anybody has anything for Jonah as he's been able to get out front. Green is out again. Jonah gets a great start, but Josh not too bad of a start. He's able to keep the nose there. He's going to look up to the high side. As they go into turn one, he's going to get beside him. Man, what a great run by Josh as he is getting right there. And we're under caution again.
The 23 got around.
Looks like Ryan Pendleton had some sort of issue. That's not Ryan Pendleton. Come on. Back it up just a little bit. Yeah, just a racing incident between him and the number 9. Want to highlight that some of these guys have taken these cars. We look up front. Jonah Colbert running the 31 Crown Oldsmobile as we try to take a look at the front of his car. And at the same time, got himself an Oldsmobile tacked across that Thunderbird. And then over here, Josh Oswald, he's got a Pontiac on here. So some guys taking some liberties with these templates and trying to really mix it up, which I think is really cool. The Oldsmobile looks really nice. The Lumina really fits on the Thunderbird. Really nice little mid-90s, early 90s Luminas.
Aren't they bringing the Oldsmobile to the 87 series pretty soon, or did they already bring that out?
You know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. put out a tweet one time asking people what they wanted next, or some sort of poll, and I think Oldsmobile was probably the top choice. So it may be coming down the pipeline for sure. From what I've seen, if Dale Jr. wants it, he gets it, especially in iRacing.
That'll be exciting to see another car out here for the 87s.
Yeah, the more the merrier for sure. Be able to get all those old paint schemes. They had so many different manufacturers, so it would really enable a lot of these talented painters. A lot of them up in the top 3 right here. So as we get ready to go green, we got the 1 to green. Lights on the pace car are out. Let's try to get going. Hopefully these guys, there's only 16 of them in the 15 on tracks. Hopefully, man, these guys got to be able to race around each other without wrecking. So we're on the green. Jonah with another good start. Garrett Kendrick tries to get a little move under Josh Oswalt. Not quite able to make it. Jake, I don't know what you have seen, but the high line seems to be you're able to do a lot of good things up there.
I'm still thinking over the course of, if we get some long green flag runs, I think that low line is going to prevail over that high line.
Well, and hopefully we find out. Hopefully we will find out.
Seems like we got a good, single file line. Everybody fell in. A couple battles in the back, but good, nice single file line. Keep patience and get some green flag laps in.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like William Griffin may have had some issues there on the start, but we are on board with Josh Oswalt as we watch him try to run down Jonah Colbert. You know what, Jake? What the interesting thing about this is that this car, especially if you run a lot of oval series, this car will fool you into saving too much tire, not driving as hard. And what we've seen so far in this season is that folks who just drive the piss out of it seem to be the fastest, seem to really not be a negative thing to do. It's just to go in there hard on the brakes, stomp on the gas, and come off the corner with a lot of speed. Just seems like that's about the only way you can really make some passes sometimes.
Yeah, I've only driven the cars a handful of times, and I know they're definitely a handful. That's for sure. I did a few practice laps here, or a little bit earlier in the day, but is from what I can tell, I mean, I tried to ease into the brake, that didn't work. I stomped on the brake. It was a little bit better, but every time I got hard back into the throttle, it felt like the car was just gonna spin out like crazy.
Well, I tell you what, right now, who's going crazy is Zach Wittstein, who is on a he is on a mission. He has come from the back and he just made a pass for fourth place, so he is on a move. As you see, he's already pulled a nice gap on Michael Morrison, so he's headed to the front. He's ready to battle for this lead once again. We'll move back through the field. Let's check out some battles. We got a nice little battle here between Trevor Burge and Steve Loving. Steve Loving in that Rusty Wallace throwback Miller genuine draft, trying to hold off Trevor, who seems to be trying to put a little bit of pressure on Steve. Steve is up 5 position where he started, 4 now. If he can, if Trevor can make this pass, but Steve made up some ground. Just seems to have gotten stuck at this point. A little bit of damage, so that may be hindering him just a little bit. But boy, he's fighting hard for this 6th place.
Yeah, that's some good door-to-door action, but I think the nine's going to prevail on that inside.
Yeah, Steve gets out of the groove, and that's going to give Trevor that position, and it's going to open the door for Todd Schott. Todd Schott got one of the best paint schemes on the track. I don't know what it is, but it always just kind of pops. Look at the both Miller cars going after it, fighting hard for 7th places. We've gotten a good green flag little run here. It's Steve Loving, again, out of the groove. Seems to be getting really tight. Let's go on board with Steve as we kind of, oh my goodness. As looks like Todd Schott gets a little bit sideways, and a couple other guys did as they tried to slow it for that wreck. Looks like Colton Lanford gets into the back of, I don't know exactly who it was, but we are under caution yet again. 5th caution on lap 38, so a nice little green flag run, but under caution again. We watch the leaders come down pit road. This will be their one and only stop, most likely. So it's going to be important that we get this right. Jonah's got a nice little lead there, so he should come to his pit stop. And I don't think anybody will take 2 tires. Looks like 4 tires is going to be the call, as these pit stops take so long. You can get out and go get you a soda out of the machine.
I think this is back when they did change the tires with the old 4-ways, 4-way tire irons.
Yeah, it's one guy, one fat guy with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. I don't know what's going on with Griff. He has stayed out. He's in the lead, and then I don't know what happened there, but he just goes down and hits the inside wall. Maybe him and his fabricator are having some issues, and he decided he was going to give him something to fix.
Looks like he needs to stop texting with that brick cell phone. Can't do that while you're racing, Griff.
Yeah, definitely could be a texting and driving type situation. Let's go to another quick break real quick while we got a little chance. And this commercial is brought to you by Brandon Wallace and his friends.
I feel good. Time to go, boys. You've been in there long enough.
Hey, we're not even tired. I feel
So I've checked the mileage and it's
Hey, we're the order lights. We're guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Feel good. Yeah, 2 years, no matter how far we go.
But no spark plug guarantees that.
We do. Yeah, we're the auto lights.
Right.
So go pull the plug on somebody else.
All right, well, we got the 1 to green, and we're getting ready to go back green. William Griffith, our leader, who stayed out, decided not to pit. So we'll see how that plays out, as these guys are going to be fighting to get around him as we go green. Just a little over halfway. Griff going to hold on to the bottom. Jonah all over the back end. So is Josh, as those older tires just not able to hold on, as we're going to maybe go 3 wide. Josh Oswalt thinks better of it. As poor Griff, he is getting eaten alive up here. Excuse me. Oh, and Garrett gets into the back of him. And then the number 9 gets in the back of Garrett. And we are just, got one Todd shot. He's upside down, flipping around. These guys just not showing a lot of patience, Jake.
No, none whatsoever. And it's they need to settle down, let the race come to them for a few laps, and then start pushing. I think that's what they did in that last long green flag run that we had, and it came out to some good racing. So I think they need to take a step back and settle down so we can get back to that.
Yeah, what I think really happened there is I think Garrett Kinder has had just a little bit too much to drink, and he couldn't see. Things were larger than his mirror than they appeared, and just just tags Griff. Griff is able to get through pretty much unscathed, but Garrett Kinder, he ends up backwards. So
It's that birthday bottle of bourbon.
yeah, that's right. Well, luckily I put enough commercials in here to get through all these cautions, 75 laps. I wouldn't imagine we would have this many cautions, but I don't know. I've been calling these races all season, so I should know better at this point. They need to draw a little bit from you guys in those Legends cars, and y'all put it on a show. Only 1 caution for the whole race, so they need to take a few lessons from y'all for sure.
Yeah, I think we had 68 green flag laps, I believe, and it was a blast. I mean, it was a wild finish, at least from where I was in the race, and it was a wild finish trying to keep Tyler Rice and Brandon Pollock behind me, and Ryan Pendleton and Sam Wetstein were all the way in front of me, miles away, but it was a blast.
As we are under green, Jonah still in the lead. Zach Wetstein has made his way back up to the front, battling for this second position. He's got the nose under Josh, but we've seen, Josh gets a little bit out of shape coming off the corner, allows Zach to get dead even with him. Josh been able to make that outside work for most of the race, but Zach up to second place, puts his eyes on that 31 machine. He is ready to take that lead.
And it looks like we're single file, so probably about the back of the field where the 21 and the 48 are kind of swapping back and forth a little bit.
Oh, Colton Lansford has had some sort of issue, and he's all over the track, moves up the track while the leaders are going by on the outside. So have to be careful with that. But the leaders, at least the 2 up front, able to make it through cleanly. back here and check this battle between Dave Jones and Todd Schatz as they are under caution again. Looks like William Griffith was involved in that. Stayed out on those old tires and actually just gets loose off the corner. Just guns it and gets loose and takes out Tyler Rice with him. So both those drivers with quite a bit of damage this time.
That's unfortunate for Griff. I think he should have pitted on that last pit stop and get four fresh feel goods on that car, and would have been good to go.
Yeah, it was a good effort, but 35 laps on tires, and especially if you've been spun around backwards a couple times, probably doesn't do good on your tires. So, but he'll definitely pit now. They do get one faster pair, so he'll go down pit road and get that car fixed. Get back out there. You see Brandon Wallace in as well. But Jonah Colbert still leading. Has been up front all race. Zach Weststein has made his way back up to where he started in second. So definitely a man on a mission. I expect to see this race really start to heat up as we get the 1 to green again. And this whole week is really, it just feels like the whole week for the most part of the races that I've seen. I don't think the Rebels was as bad, but this week has just been a lot of cautions. Just hard to, it's really hard to race and get anything going when you run 2 laps and caution comes out. Just very, very difficult. Everything is right here as we get ready to go green. Jonah Colbert again gets going. Josh Oswald actually loses a little bit of time spinning his tires. Zach Westing goes to the outside, going to make a move for the lead. He's going to be able to get the run off the corner as they run it door to door. Jonah driving hard down into the corner. He's able to get a little bit of an advantage. And he's actually going to clear Zach off the corner. Zach going to dive down to the inside, try to take the inside away from Jonah. Jonah drives in deep, try to prevent that. But that's going to open the door for Zach to get the run off the corner. So now Jonah is able to clear him that time. So, man, great racing up here for the lead.
I didn't think Jonah was going to be able to power that car off the corner like that. I thought Zach was going to stay on the inside, but that was some good effort by Jonah to power that car out.
Yeah, he knows that it's just how many cautions this first position is going to mean so much. It's so hard to pass, and then if a caution comes out, you're in the best position. You see Zach get a little bit of wiggle off that corner. Zach's trying to take a little wider entry to get a better run off the corner. I'm not sure how well it's going to work because he is losing a little bit of time to Jonah now. We go back through the pack and let's check out Birthday Boy, who's just involved in an accident. He is car doesn't look that great. Seems to be having some sort of definitely not driving good, but he is up to 7th place again as Brandon Wallace has gone off the track and spins, loses his front bumper. We stay green for now. If he can get it back going, and he does. Leaders are coming around. Hopefully he can get it back going before they get there. He's well out of the way. Well, Jake, do you remember your pick for the race before it started?
I do. I'm still sticking with the Birthday Boy, man, Garrett Kinder. I think he has what it takes, and I think, gets another caution. He'll pit that car, get some tires, get that fast repair, and get that car out in the lead.
Well, I was a little worried about your pick after that last little incident, but he's starting to move his way back up into 6th place as he's putting a move on Steve Loving right now, able to clear that 27 car. So you may not be out of the woodwork just yet. As we go back through the field, let's look through some drivers, kind of update your field as it runs. We'll bring up the tower so you can see for yourself. But we got a nice little battle here. Your top 5 right now: Jonah Colbert, Zach Wetstein, Josh Oswalt, Trevor Burge, and Ryan Pendleton. So we got a battle for the lead starting to heat up, Jake. Jonah's car is nice and clean. Zach's is a little beat up, got a lot of damage, but one seems to be a little bit faster. What do you see?
I'm thinking Jonah might burned up his stuff a little bit. I see Zach pulling in. I think Zach should be a little bit more patient. Let that get let the laps click down, and then I think Zach can get by him if he keeps pushing the way he is.
Well, we've got 9 laps to go, so not much time. Is Zach gets a little bit out of shape off the corner, is going to lose a little bit of time. So he is driving his guts out, but we come to 8 laps to go. Josh Oswalt starting to make his way up through the into the picture. As he hopefully he's hoping these guys get up here and start racing. That'll reel him in real quick. But these laps are clicking off pretty quick now as we're under green. Down to 7 laps to go and under caution again. Oof, this has been a mess tonight, I have to say.
It looks like Steve Lumming.
Yeah, looks like Colton Lanford getting into the back of someone yet again. This is the 3rd time that he's gotten into somebody. So he is his brake pedal. We need to get him a little bit of oil and grease and get that thing working.
He's got that Jason Lottridge brake pedal.
All right. We're not calling out people out on the broadcast there, Jake.
It's a long joke in the league that certain brake pedals are shortened or cut.
All right. Well, we got some guys going in pit road trying to get some damage fixed, maybe some set of tires as we get ready to go. We're probably gonna have about 3 laps to go, so pitting seems like a bad choice, but you never know. We're gonna have at least, I think we have 2 green-white checkers, and so if you can survive, stay out of some trouble, this may be a good call. But I think your race is still right here. I don't think these guys are gonna get too wild with it.
It doesn't seem like any of the leaders want some tires or anything. With going to be a few laps to go, it should be a green-white checkered, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think this will be our first green-white checkered, if not just a regular old green-white checkered. We'll find out in just a second.
It'll sure make this restart a little bit interesting. Hopefully, none of the guys spin their tires and get a nice, good, solid restart. We should have a good battle up front for the lead.
Yeah. Well, we saw last restart Josh Oswald had a little bit of issue getting going, and so it's definitely possible, which is a weird thing because normally you can't even do burnouts in these cars. But we've definitely seen some issues with some guys on restart, so you're gonna have to be perfect because you're probably gonna get a couple more. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about my pick, Zach, who's had some issues and had to drive back up through the field, but was right there fighting for the lead. So I still feel pretty good about my pick. Your pick is still running in 7th. But there's a lot of racing still left to go. Only 3 laps, but that could be a lot could go on between now and then.
Yeah, definitely. Garrett's he was running up there good for a while, and then got caught up in that incident, and he's rebounded pretty well, but I'm pretty happy with where he's going, and hopefully he can bring that thing up a little bit further for the finish.
Absolutely, as we get ready to go back green. Jonah with a great restart. Oh, as he spins the tires. Oh, he's going to lose it. Oh, my goodness. And they split him 3 wide. Zach Wetstein out to the lead as Colton Lanford gets turned by Garrett Kinder. And, oh, Jonah Colbert has a horrible catastrophe as he spins the tires trying to get a great jump and just gets completely sideways. And, wow, what a shakeup there.
Man, that was wild. And see, I told you gotta eat calmer down, not spin your tires on the on that restart because Jonah got a little bit squirrely and kind of made him spin.
Yeah, that's a big shakeup there. Is a lot of guys had some issues. Garrett Kinder was in that. He still comes out fifth, but definitely the biggest loser, Jonah Colbert, is um, he does spin the tires, and what that does just sends him in the clutches of the midfield and guys just fighting for every position there. And it was sort of just a chain reaction where where it looks like Garrett Kinder gets into the back of Colton and sends him flying and just kind of collects Jonah. So just kind of a tough deal there for him as he had led almost every lap and gets down to the green white checkered. But turn over the lead to Zach Wetstein. Trevor Burge up there in second place. He's been up there all day. He's been just towards the front and is taking advantage of some issues some guys are having. So um, he is up there getting ready to fight for this win.
And this will be our last green white checkered event, so the race will end after this.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if we make it all the way back around. But we get the 1 to green. Not to brag, but my pick, Zach Wetstein, is out front. He's going to have control of this race, but he's got to be careful. He just saw what Jonah Colbert did, and he's got to be careful not to make the same mistake. Pace car gets ready to go down pit road, and Zach wastes no time. He's out to the lead, gets a great jump, no tire spin from what I see, as he's going to take over the lead. But Trevor right there behind him takes a shot at him, jumps down to the and yellow flag is out. If that first one was an actual green-white checker, then that will end the race, and it does. So that's it. Zach Wetstein is our winner. Congratulations! What a I don't know if I would say a great race. It was interesting for sure. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of guys going to the back, going to the front. But Zach got his out of the way early and comes back, drives through the field, and takes home the win. So congratulations to him. Trevor Burge in second, and Josh Oswald finished in third. So tough race, but I don't know, Jake. What do you take away from this race? I feel like a lot happened in a short period of time, and it's really hard to process it, to be honest.
Well, I just think patience was key. You know, when everybody settled down on the restarts after cautions, when they settled down, they got into the groove. I think patience was key, and that's how Zach got back up to the front. But you know, and there's the crash up derby. But you know, that's what I think was key. Was just patience, 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 and you know, settling down and moving your way up one at a time.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and let's get these guys in here and talk to them and see what's going on. Get some go ahead and bring Josh Oswald up in here. Hey, Josh, is Eddie and Jake in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you guys. How you doing?
Well, man, interesting race. It kind of went by a little bit quick, but there's a lot of cautions, a lot of not a whole lot of time to really do much of anything. Kind of tell us about your race from your perspective, how that went.
Yeah, I liked the longer runs. Cars seem to stay pretty much consistent for me on the longer run. The shorter runs, I just had a little bit of trouble getting going until the tires got hot. I was just way too loose. So I didn't want to see those green-white checkers. I really wanted to race it out there at the end. I mean, the tire spin became a real problem on the restarts. I mean, you saw Jonah getting himself out of shape there. I'm glad I dodged that. But, I mean, it was really, having to tread lightly on the restarts. Cars got, I think most everybody was saying towards the end there, everybody was just fighting real bad loose. But fun race. I always enjoy Wilkesboro, these cars. So any chance I get, I'll take it. Top 3, good enough for me.
Yeah, it seemed like if we could get about double the laps here, I think we could have put a good show on. I think it just needs to be a little bit longer. I just felt like this race went by, even with all the caution, went by so fast. But man, congratulations on third place. It was a good run. You kind of stayed there all race and was able to take home third. So congrats. Anybody want to shout out? Or Jake, you got anything? I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're used to doing this all by yourself.
Yeah.
And, hey, it's okay. I was just, listening in. But no, a good solid run for you, Josh. Got any shout out sponsors, for the Jake?
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to thank you guys for taking care of the broadcast, and Davey Jones for helping with the series here, and Big Frig Coolers, and that's my friends and family that watch at home, and whether they watch live or watch the replay, I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, there's Trevor right there. Let's get Trevor in here. Well, hey, Trevor. This is Eddie and Jake in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
Well, man, congratulations on second place. You were kind of running towards the top 5 all race, and then a couple guys had some issues, and you made some passes and got up to second. Do you think you had anything? Well, tell us about your race first and how that went and what your perspective of it was.
I mean, I had a good time. Ryan and I touched a little bit early on, and I felt bad about it. I think we kind of met in the middle there. These are tough cars on a tough track, and I don't run asphalt a lot, so I feel really good about my race. Honestly, I just tried to keep my head clean and stay out of wrecks. That was the goal.
I mean, Trevor, this is Jake. How are your brakes doing in the long runs? Did it feel like you needed to back up the corner even further, or were you be able to slam into the corner and get the car to rotate?
If I pretended to be a professional with these cars, I'd be lying. So I just ran with what felt good. So I did back it up a little bit. I did have to use a lot more brake towards the end of the runs and stuff when the tires started going away. But I felt okay. Dirt's my thing, so I'm not an asphalt guy, and I'm just excited to take second.
Well, you look like an asphalt guy to me. Congratulations on second place. Anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, my team, Dirt Affliction, Todd Schott, Eric Burkhalter, Kenneth Bolin, Nolan Green, and my wife, and all my family, and you guys for doing the broadcast, and the guys for putting on the league. I run with these guys in dirt a lot, and they're a good bunch of guys, so it's a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again.
Hey, thank you guys.
All right, we'll bring our winner in, Zach Wetstein. How's it going, brother? Congratulations. You were my pick for the race. Congratulations on your win. Talk me through that race, and you had a lot of ups and downs. You were up front. You got kind of turned there at the beginning and fell to the back, had to drive your way up to the front. Talk to us about your race.
Gosh dang it, Eddie! I'm glad I didn't know that before the race, or else I probably would have wrecked out of the race. So, but I appreciate it. Oh man, it was as much of a roller coaster as it could have been. Spun twice. I got spun that first time. It was just all of us stacking up, and I got stacked up behind the leader, and Josh just got in the back of me. I think somebody got in the back of him, and so I mean that was just a racing incident. And then I got spun again in the back of the field, and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna get even a top 5 in this race." But we got that 15 lap run. I think the longest run of the race, and I was able to go probably from 11th to 4th, and along with some luck of some wrecks and some spun tires, along with making some passes, it worked out.
Yeah, Zach, congratulations on the win. I'm going to ask you the same question as I asked Trevor. When you were breaking into the corner after a couple of them long green flag runs, did you have to back up the corner for softer braking, or were you able to just mash on them to get the car rotating into it?
Man, with these cars, you can set the brake bias as far forward or as far back as you want to. So I think that was really the turning point for this race, was being able to adjust that. I didn't adjust it much because we didn't get that long of a run, but being able to on the longer runs, shift the brake bias back so you weren't locking up the front tires. You had to be generous on it because you didn't want to wheel hop, but being able to avoid locking up the fronts but still braking aggressively into the turns was the way to make it work. And that's how I kind of got to Jonah there before that caution where he spun his tires. I got to him. Unfortunately, I hit the grass, but I got to him by braking pretty late into the turn. I broke after he did, and I was still able to kind of stick that bottom and get through to exit. So, yeah, it's just all about that brake bias in these cars.
Well, congratulations again. You got anybody you want to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Josh said that Davy Jones helps run this series, so shout out to him. Everybody in this league, I say it every time I get an interview. Just everybody in the league that makes it what it is, makes it. We had a lot of cautions tonight, but we still had a good time in the comms. So shout out to them. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting this, because we have 20 million series, so being able to get a broadcast for most of them can be hard. So shout out to you guys for that. Great graphics. And then mom and dad, they watch some of the broadcasts. Not right now, they're both asleep probably, but yeah, they shout out to them, and shout out to my dad for a second place finish tonight at USA, I think it was.
Yeah, he's probably wore out from that second place. He was driving his guts out. So, well, man, congratulations. Great job. I mean, you had easily the best race out of anybody. So you definitely maybe outside of Jonah, but you was able to capitalize there and take the win. So congratulations, man. You passed you passed the most cars. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, and I had fun doing it. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, man. See ya. Well, Jake, man, it was a good race. Like I said, just kind of played the cautions. If we can ever get these cautions under control, I think this series is going to take off. But still a good race. I mean, these guys are just having to learn. It's so different than what you're used to if you run the truck, the Xfinity car, or the Cup car. It's just I don't know what if you feel like it's between like the late model and like the truck or something like that. It's a weird combo where it takes a lot of learning. So definitely a learning experience for sure.
Definitely. It's a lot of breaking points today. Made everything go by a little bit quick. A lot of cautions. Why I due to late breaking or early breaking, but it's definitely a learning curve for the guys, and it seems like they're getting it under control. And we should have some good racing, here in the near future.
Yeah, and speaking of racing in the future, let's look at our schedule and just see where we're headed next. And I think next week we'll I don't know, Talladega. You just never know. I've seen Talladega put on a hell of a show in these cars because it's the same thing as at Darlington. You really have to respect it. You're not going to be able to run in a big pack, so you're going to have to be careful to really take care of your stuff. But you can really drive those cars and It's a lot of fun. So I think Talladega will be a great race. I think we'll have a big showing. Always for super speedway tracks, we always have a big field for those, and I think it'll be fun to see how these guys deal with the tire wear and the fact you have to lift at Talladega, which is pretty crazy. And then after that, we have Charlotte, so we'll go to Charlotte Motor Speedway and take on that track. Pocono will be an interesting one for sure. I'm excited about that actually. I want to see how these cars and how these drivers race around Pocono, so should be fun. Dover, you know. I don't know. I don't know what you know about Dover or what you think about it, but these cars, that track with those tight exits coming off the corner, it should put on a hell of a show. Michigan will be a lot of fun, and then we'll end at Rockingham, which will be a blast. These cars really, really hook up good at Rockingham, so I am looking forward to that. So a great schedule that these guys put on. David Jones really taking a whole lot of responsibility out on this series, and hopefully. So we just want to thank him, appreciate him for putting this on, and everybody that helps, all the Rebels admins who help get this going. Want to thank y'all very much. It's a lot of fun, and we'll see you next week. Jake, you got any closing comments?
No, man, just that it was a pleasure to be in the booth with you, and I hope to spend some more time with you in the near future.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming and sitting in and calling the race with me. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, thank y'all for watching, and congratulations again to Zach Wetstein as he takes home the victory, and we move on to Talladega next week. So definitely come back by and watch that because that'll be a show, and we'll have a lot of fun. So